I would just like to say that in making these videos, it's a 3-part video that I made on TikTok, but I combined it, or tried to combine it, all in one, that I shouldn't have let my emotions get the best of me, and I shouldn't let him get me out of character like that. So I know I'm not perfect. I know I still got things to learn, and I'm still young. I turned 30 in August, so there's that. So I'm over here taking my hair out. Just, I don't know, like, I've just been kind of re-evaluating my life or whatever. I don't know what I want to do with my hair. Like, part of me wants to cut my hair off, like, make it shorter. My hair is not that long to begin with. Like, it's not that long. Like I want to cut it, or I want to dye it. I don't know. But yeah, I'm just like re-evaluating life, and I'm like, this might be a 2-parter, depending on if I get everything else. So I met this dude when I was pregnant with my daughter. Wasn't really looking for anybody. I was just kind of on dating sites, just playing around or whatever. Wasn't really serious. But it was like something about him. And I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect by any means. So when I'm telling this story, know that I know I'm not perfect. So, like, I'm talking to him, whatever. He seems cool. So we were talking, and like, he was like, "Have you eaten?" I was like, "No, I'm about to warm up." Because I was staying at my ex-husband's house when I first got back to Jacksonville, and all I had was like quick meals, like stuff you could put in the microwave, nothing to cook, because their house is roach infested and they don't clean. The cleanest thing is the microwave, because I was cleaning it out, and I had to clean the bathroom out. Like, I still think I have those pictures on my phone. But anyway, so I was like, yeah, no, I really just want some oxtails. And like, honestly, I said it jokingly. Like, I wasn't saying it to. He was like, okay, where do you want it from? And it took me a minute to respond. Like, I remember thinking it took me a minute to respond, because I'm like, this dude can't be serious. Like, nah, he can't be serious. So he pulls up, he gives me the oxtails. He's like, you weren't lying about being pregnant. I was like, who would lie about that? Again, I try to be honest, but that ends up backfiring on me. So, we're talking, whatever. He took me to like 2 appointments, and then we stopped talking. We stopped talking because I didn't want to have smacks with him anymore, or give him a lollipop. So we stopped talking. During the time we stopped talking, apparently he moved his ex-girlfriend back in. They've been off and on. From what I gather, they've been off and on for like 4+ years. So he moves her in, whatever. I don't know all this. This is like, my daughter's almost 1. We reconnect February of this year. So we're reconnecting, and he was like, yeah, you know, like, she's in my house or whatever. Like, we're not together. I sleep on the couch. I really want her out my house. He was like, I really want her out my house, whatever. Like, it's just, she's toxic. She's not doing. Now, he only asks for 3 things: suck, F, and love. Which is fine, whatever. You know, whatever. There's nothing wrong. You want what you want. But it's the behavior, and when you don't get what you want is the problem. So, like, we're talking or whatever, and like, it was just by chance that I ran into him. Like, I knew that he stayed in my apartment complex, because he's the one who like was like, hey, they're income based, you know, great for when you're starting over, get it back on your feet. I've been out here for, I think he said 2 years at the time we initially met, which that should have been a red flag, but whatever, because he said something along the lines of, oh, I was paying for a house and they kept going up on the rent, da da da. No, if you was trying to flex, I'm the wrong girl to try to flex on. Like, leave it to my brothers and sisters to say that I grew up spoiled. I'm the wrong girl to flex on. So, anyway, we reconnect. He gives me his new number. He has two phones. One is the phone that the girl bought him, and another phone is a phone that a friend bought him. Why couldn't he buy his own phone? I don't know. That I never got an answer to that question. So, the girl finally moves out. My daughter's grandmother's friend has a lot to play in this story. Like, I just straight up, because I respect my elders, but you're not going to sit there and start shit, regardless if you know what's going on or not. You're not going to sit there and start shit. Like, I'm not going to talk to you. So, like, because he was so, to me, he was so pressed about her being there. So I was like, why, did she move out? Da, da, da. He was like, because when we first started talking, he was like, oh yeah, she's supposed to move out on the 1st. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. 1st came and went. A month came and went. The girl was still in the house. So I'm like, you guys aren't together, right? He's like, right, we're not together. Da, da, da. Me and him start hooking up. So the girl finally moves out. Like a week or two later, I find out that I'm pregnant. And so this is when stuff starts going downhill a little bit, I guess. Or maybe it's been going downhill and I just refuse to see it. But he starts being weird. Like, we get into an argument because I'm like, you can't get mad. I mean, you can get mad, but you can't act like a child over not having sex. You can't. Like, that doesn't make sense. Like, you're a grown man. And I always tend to date older guys, so he's in his 50s, and I'm like, both of my kids' fathers are younger than you, and they don't act like you. Like, my son's father acts immature. Like, he doesn't act that immature. Like, it's only about, like, he wants me to help him cheat on his wife with me, and I'm just not going to do that. So he's like, you need to grow up. You need to stop acting like a child. Like, he'll do stuff like that. Like, so I'm used to him doing stuff like that. But he literally will throw a whole freaking fit, tell me not to talk to him, storm out, block my number. Mind you, I got doctor's appointments coming up. There's stuff that needs to be get for the baby. Like, there's a whole bunch of stuff that we still got to communicate about. And you're telling me not to talk to you? I was like, I see why you have issues in relationships. I see, like, maybe not everything is your fault, but I see why you have issues. Because if you act like this in every relationship, that's why your relationships don't end. And again, I'm not perfect. Like, I got my own stuff that I probably, like, it's annoying or childish or whatever. So, again, I'm not saying that I'm perfect, but it's like, fast forward to, like, yesterday. So he has a key to my house. He's had a key to my house for like months because I was getting a package delivered and I wasn't going to be home. So I was like, can you get the package? Long story short, I ended up being home, got the package, but I never asked for the key back. So now I'm like, in case of emergency, it's good that you have a key so you can like walk in. So he like gets mad because apparently while I was sleeping, moved while his hand was trying to touch me, and then tried to say, oh, it wasn't about smacks, it was just he was dead tired, he wasn't planning on doing nothing. But then why would you get so mad and say that I broke you by doing that? That doesn't make any sense. And then likes to throw stuff back up in my face. Like, I verbatim told him, you don't have to help me, I'll figure it out. Like, if I have to turn in my license plate because I can't afford my car right now to pay my car insurance, then that's what I'll have to do. Like, I know you got bills to pay, you don't have to help me. So he did anyway, and then he throws it back in my face, and I'm like, who does that? Like, don't help me and then throw it in my face. Some oh, I don't care, I didn't care about you, da da da. Like, I don't pay for stuff unless I care about somebody. I could have like spent that fixing my car up. I could have did this, that, and the third. Really? Why are you throwing it in my face? Oh, because you didn't get what you wanted. Now it's an issue. But if you would have got what you wanted, because that's what was brought up too. He was like, oh, you didn't give me what I asked for. Da da da. I could have been spent that money on something else. I told you to go do that. I told you I'll be okay. I was stressed out about it. I was crying about it, but I'll be okay. So part 2 of my current baby daddy is childish. So he, like, when we first met, it was like, I got back in December of was it really? No, I got back December of 23. That doesn't seem right because my daughter was born in 24 and we stopped talking. I can't remember. Like, I really can't remember. But anyway, I don't know why I'm having such a brain fart because my daughter was born in 24 and I got back close to Christmas before she was born, but him and I had stopped talking. Maybe it was after Christmas that we stopped talking. It might have been. Oh my gosh, that whole pregnancy was such a blur. But anyway, so we stopped talking, and he didn't tell me the truth about his name. He said his name was Bob Smith when his real name was Bob Smithers, Robert Smithers. Not his real name, just, because I'm not going to say real names on here unless I'm talking about my ex-husband. So we stopped talking, and it was because I didn't give him what he wanted. So I used to look up him at his job or whatever. So mind you, again, I tried to be honest, which I'm learning that being honest is a bad thing because guys will use that against you. I was like, hey, I was talking to this guy or whatever. Like, it was like a sugar daddy situation, sort of, but not really. I don't know what it was for him, but I kind of caught feelings or whatever. And we stopped talking before me and this dude. Like, we stopped talking sexually, but we still had conversations, day-to-day conversations, but we stopped meeting up. He stopped coming over to my house, whatever, all of that. So, like, I was honest with him about that because I was like, every relationship, you need to know about past partners and all that, this, that, and the third, whatever. So, he throws that in my face. First of all, the sugar daddy, he had a vasectomy. Like, he has older kids, they're grown adults. He's had a vasectomy since his youngest was a baby or something like that. So there was no chance in me getting pregnant. Plus, the timeline doesn't freaking add up. Like, dude, if you can't do math, then you need to go back to school. Because at your big age of 50-something, I believe he's 57, and you can't do math, and you want to sit there and be like, oh, if it's mine, dude, if it would have been dudes, that means I would be, hold on. So that means I would have gotten pregnant in January. January to now would make me 7 months. I'm just touching 10 weeks. Like, if you can't do math, then I don't know what to tell you. And you had a key to my house, and you was coming on my house every freaking day. When did I have time to go meet up with somebody? With my kids in the car? When did I have time to meet up with somebody? So, like, if you want to be a deadbeat, say that. Say that you want to be a deadbeat. And that's fine. Like, I know I make adult decisions and this is adult consequences. Just say that. I will be okay. But instead, you want to be like, oh, don't ever talk to me in the streets. Don't, I don't care if we ever see each other in public. Don't speak to me. We got stuff to talk about. We got a child together. What you mean don't talk to you? A baby can't talk. So we have to talk. Then he brought up the whole thing with my daughter's father. And I was like, first of all, I have to keep making fake numbers to text him because he was blocking me. So I'm like, you're bringing that up. One, let's get things clear. When I told you about me and Dude, we weren't even having that type of relationship when you and I ran into each other at the gas station. That it wasn't that anymore. So, and two, he had a vasectomy and I was on birth control. So that's not even a possibility. Three, the arrangement I have with my daughter's father is not legally binding. Like, we have 50-50 custody now because his name is on a birth certificate now. But originally, I had 100% custody because his name wasn't on a birth certificate. It wasn't on purpose. It's just, I didn't think about doing it. He wasn't here. I didn't think about doing it. If he was here, then he would have put himself on the birth certificate. But he wasn't here. So it wasn't something that I thought about. My daughter has my last name. Her grandmother keeps bugging me about that. I'm like, no, because to change her last name means she gets a whole new social security card. I already have everything done in the social security card that she has. Stop bugging me about changing my daughter's last name. It's not going to be changed. My kids have my last name. We all got the same last name. That's it. So, I'm like, because he was like, oh yeah, when the baby gets here, just give me full custody and walk away. Who in their right mind would give you full custody? As you put it, you barely have two nipples to rub together. From what I've seen lately, all you do is smoke and drink. And play video games. You're not fit to raise a baby. So I was like, first of all, the custody agreement that we have is not a real custody agreement. It's just something on a piece of paper that we put together because we're co-parenting. And I was like, we can get it notarized. And if it ever becomes a bigger issue, we can go to court. But that paper that we have does not stand up in court. It's just a piece of paper that we wrote up and typed up and got it notarized. It's not a legal binding document. There's no laws that uphold it at all. We just have a piece of paper that is notarized. It's not court ordered, none of that. So, I was like, for you to throw stuff in my face and you don't know what you're talking about because you didn't listen to the details is beyond me. You hear what you want to hear. Like, you hear when I call you childish. You hear when I call you delusional, but you don't hear the other stuff. And that's where your problem comes in. I'm like, you need therapy. He's like, well, then I guess I would just never get therapy. Then you're never going to have a successful relationship, in my opinion, because you refuse to see what you're doing that's affecting other people, but you're quick to point out what people are doing that's affecting you. And I'm like, I'm not perfect or whatever. Like, I know I got my flaws. Or whatever. So I'm not perfect, but it's like, dang, you don't want to do better? Like, I know you can't teach old dogs new tricks, but I would think you'd want to be better. Your kids don't talk to you. Your older kids don't talk to you. You didn't go to your daughter's graduation because you felt disrespected by her. It doesn't matter if that's your first or your eighth kid. I would think you want to go to their graduation. Like, you got issues with your baby mamas for whatever reason. One of them seems valid. The other one, it seems like it's the same issues that I'm going through, and that's why he has issues. Like, I don't think I explained everything too well in this video, so I'm gonna have to make another one. So part 3, and hopefully the final part of dealing with the man-child. Now, so like I'm telling him all this, and he's not hearing none of it. Like, he's not listening to anything I said. The only thing he heard was me calling him a man-child. I called him childish, called him delusional. That's all he heard. I called him a fuckboy. That's all he heard. He didn't hear nothing else the whole time I was talking. He didn't let me get a word in edgewise, which, I was talking to my best friend. I was like, maybe it's for the best. Like, we don't communicate, because if you can't have a decent conversation, what is there to have? Now, back up to my daughter's grandmother's friend. So my daughter's grandmother's friend has this guy named Mr. T. Now, Mr. T stays in the same building as man-child. So he knew that the ex-fiance was still in the apartment with him, and that he was coming over to my house. So we think, me and the man-child, that's his name from now on. Like, that's his name in my phone. Like, I have 3 phones with like 3 separate. One's like unreliable person. One is unreasonable, and one is man-child. So we think that Mr. T, when first of all, the chick didn't clean up your house. Why did you let her move a dog into your house? That just, it didn't make any sense. Then the dog peed on the couch that you're sleeping on, and then you asked her about it, and she was like, oh, I didn't know what to clean it up with, so you just left the pee cushion on the couch. Whatever. So anyway, we think that Mr. T confronted her when she was out walking the dog right before she moved out, because she was like, oh, she needs to move out. This is what he's telling me. He was like, oh, she's supposed to move out by the end of the month or whatever. Her family's going on vacation, and then when they get back, she's moving in with her sister. Now, he's telling me, one of our arguments, he's telling me that I was pressing him about the situation. Mind you, this whole time, I'm thinking he's pressed about it because he's complaining about it to me. So if you're complaining about it to me and I'm thinking you're pressed about it, of course I'm going to ask you for an update. Because why not? Because you seem so pressed about it. So, because like we're talking or whatever, and then he's like, yeah, I got to go get a U-Haul truck in the morning because she was like, she's moving out in the morning or whatever, this, that, and the third. I was like, but I thought she said she was moving out near the end of the month because her family's going on vacation. He was like, yeah, I don't know what changed, but the chick's getting out the house. Whatever. Now, he's neither confirmed nor denied this, but this is my theory. My theory is that he really just wanted the girl, but it wasn't going the way he wanted it to go, and I was a distraction that became too much. That's what I think it is, because you just flipping out over like the littlest stuff, talking about something, I'd rather hurt myself than... I'm like, ain't nobody hurt you. Like, you mad about something I did in my sleep? You mad about not getting it right there at that very moment? Not knowing how I'm feeling or what's going on with me body-wise? None of that. So, I'm like, at this point, I'm like, whatever. It is what it is. And I know, like, this is a weird camera angle, whatever. So I stopped talking to Mr. T. Like, I used to be respectful and say hi, But I literally ignored him the last time I ran into him because one, it's not so much about the situation, it's about the fact that you are too old and too frail to be doing the stuff that she was doing. Like, you was literally trying to pick a fight with somebody, and it not work out. I need to get a phone stand. This is ridiculous. It not work out that way. Like, I guess he was trying to get the girl to fight me. Like, I don't know what Mr. T's end result was gonna be with that whole situation, but whatever. I haven't seen him since the girl moved out. At least I don't think I've seen him since the girl moved out. But either way, I don't talk to him because you too old to be pitting people against each other. I don't care. But anyway, so like I'm over at dude's house like right after she moved out or whatever, and we're supposed to be together. We're supposed to be monogamous, right? So he's telling me all this or whatever, and this, that, and the third. He's still logged into her YouTube. He's still got the phone that she's paying for. He's still got majority of her stuff in like the second bedroom of the apartment. Still got dog stuff everywhere. Still got her shampoo and stuff. And I'm thinking when he said, oh, she left a little bit of stuff here, it's just a little bit of stuff. No, it was like a room full of stuff. All the bathroom products. All the dog stuff. And then she still got a key to the house. So she could go to the house whenever. So he was like, oh, are you going to pay for that? First of all, you paid for like a movie subscription on your Fire Stick that somebody jailbroke for you. Why the heck do you need her YouTube subscription? Because the same thing you could get on the YouTube subscription, you can get on your jailbroken Fire Stick. That made no sense. But whatever. So he was like, oh, I don't do drama. I'm like, who's doing drama? It's not like I'm hitting the girl up saying, hey, I'm his current girlfriend and this is how long we've been talking or whatever, and I'm now carrying his child, and this, I'm not doing all that. You don't even have the girl blocked, but you can block me. Like, that is hilarious to me. But, you know, you live and you learn. So, as of right now, he still has me blocked. I'm still making different numbers to text him. And I keep telling him to download this co-parenting app because he doesn't have to talk to me directly, but I can still send him updates. And he doesn't really have to respond. You can't delete anything off the app. Phone calls are recorded. Now, I think that's a notification I got recently because my daughter's father-in-law uses it. And like, if you need to, the court can approve you to use that app. So, and it's 100% free. So, I'm like, you don't have to talk to me directly, but if you still want updates about your child because you're claiming that you want to be there, download this app and we can talk directly. But we'll see. I I just don't like the fact that I'm honest and I was open and it backfired and stuff got thrown in my face just because he didn't get what he wanted when he wanted it. Like, I don't see anything wrong with that, but I guess he did. So we'll see how this plays out. We got until January. Hopefully, I'll find out what I'm having soon. But yeah.